Okay. Every, Everyone is hoping that UNFCCC will agree to establish the agriculture work program in Durban. If it doesn't happen, we will be in a much worse position, said Tim Benton, a sustainable agriculture researcher at the University of Leeds, UK. One author of the report, Tekale Mamo, Ethiopia Minister of State for Agriculture and Rural Development, told Nature-led peacemakers at Durban should take example of good agricultural practice and replicate their success internationally. A successful program in Ethiopia, for example, have given a cache of food to poor households in exchange for labor on projects to improve soil quality, water supply, and infrastructure. The report also praised Australia's carbon farming initiative, the world the world's first national legislation aimed at reducing carbon emissions from farmers and forestry, which are enacted in August. The law allowed farmers and investigators to generate and trade carbon credits from farming and forestry projects and could serve as a model for similar projects in other countries. Reducing waste is a key goal. One-third of the food produced for human consumption is lost to inefficiency in production, storage, and transport, the report says. Benton believes that the intelligent weight of the report's authors will help to influence policymakers as well as Paddington and Memo. They include Carlo Nobile, a climate scientist at Brazil's National Institute for Space Research in Pirapora, and Marion of Gourou, president of the French National Institute for Agriculture in Paris. Camille Tourmin, director of the International Institute for Environment and Development in London, hopes Benton is right, but she worries that the prospects of the decisive action at Durban are poor, because governments are distressed by economic crisis.
Okay. Everyone is hoping that UNFCCC will agree to establish the agriculture work program in Dubai. But it doesn't happen, we will be in a much worse position, says Tim Benton, a sustainable agriculture researcher at the University of Leeds, UK. One author of the report, Kalin Mamo, Ethiopia's Minister of State of Agriculture and Rural Development, told nature-led policy makers at Dubai should take examples of good agricultural practice and replicate their success internationally. A successful program is Ethiopia, for example, has given cash and food to poor households in exchange for labor on projects to improve soil quality, water supplies, and infrastructure. The report also praised Australia's carbon farming initiative, the world's first national legislation aimed at reducing carbon emissions from farming and forestry, which was credited from farming and forestry projects, and could serve as model for similar projects in other countries. Reducing waste is a key goal. One-third of the food produced for human consumption is lost to inefficiencies in production, shortage, and transport. The report says, Batten believes that intellectual weight of the report's author will help to influence policymakers, as well as Baddington and Memo. They include Carlos Noble, a climate scientist at Brazil National Institute for Space Research in São Paulo, and Marlon Galliers, president of the French National Institute for Agriculture in Paris. Camelia Tomlin, director of the International Institute for the Environment and Development in London, hopes Batten is right, but she worries that the prospects for decisive action at Durban are poor because governments are distracted by the economic crisis.